Yeah, we have some blue eyes for you today. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. Now, the reason why we're even looking at this game is because this was actually a pretty high profile game online for our tournament, and it actually showcases, like the strong meta presence out here that I think Blue Eyes is kind of going to have in some of the adaptations and things that you might want to be looking at with this deck. Now, I mean, we've opened up Imperm, you have the double nib, you got the Lordly Load, and you have the Majesty with Dragon of White. Now, this is basically going to be your board wipe. It's definitely one of the more unique cards that Blue Eyes has going for it. And across the table, I mean, you got the best combination of things that you could want, right? Like, you got Ice, you got Bonfire, you're committed. Like, you have giga hand traps here. Like, it's actually kind of nice. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to commit the Ice here, which is going to be our favorite combo in the Fiendsmith variant. We'll go ahead and grab X into Sword. How I've seen this happen too many times. And then we're just going to make Moon of the Closed Heaven, and we're going to go off to the races. Here comes the Requiem, and then, of course, you see the Lacrima coming down. This is the combo that has made this deck be, the monster that it is. There's the Engraver. Equip on up. We're going to go ahead and tuck on back. Revive, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to make the Necro Equip here. Now, you got two lines of play here. You can respect the fact that your opponent's done nothing up to this point. You can assume that you can very boldly make a Desiree here, or you can make a Wave King Kai's. Now, honestly, the either choice is good, but we're going to go with the sequence here so that we can go ahead and toggle on up. Go ahead and tuck on back. And we're going to fusion summon out Desiree, and we're going to go ahead and make Agamonde out here so that we can go ahead and make the Giga loaded up version of Desiree here. Which, once again, I don't think that this was a bad call. I do not think that this was bad of a choice out here, because you're just loading on up into this. Now you're going to go ahead and you're going to make the sword. So, you've got the Desiree, you've got the hand trap backing in here that you are just going to assume is going to get you where you need to be. So we'll go ahead and sword on up into X. All right, we'll go ahead and X bring on down. And now this is where you're going to have the Duo Drive attempting to suck up here. Now, on the activation of the Duo is where the Space Rock that could is going to come down here and rip this apart. I think that this is by far the best choice that you could actually hope for here. So we're going to go ahead and boom, down comes the Rock Daddy. I mean, to be fair, this Rock is what, like, it's got decent stats, but it's nothing that we actually can't overcome here. So, now we've just got to outplay 3 hand traps and a possible clapback here. So down comes the Lordly Load. Now this is an interesting choice because this load actually gets to resolve. Now I can understand, your logic might be, if we stop maybe he's just playing a bad deck, maybe we're not going to assume he's playing Blue Eyes. Had you Ash, that you would have cut us off, but you still would have been able to deploy like a Blue Eyes up here, which I guess hindsight is what it is. So we'll go ahead and deploy the barrel. So we're going to go ahead and get Valord here, which cuts us off of that, which is not bad. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to make Spirit here. Spirit's going to go ahead and get the Mausoleum here. So now this is where we get to Mausoleum, do all the fun stuff. Mill the Blue Eyes, go ahead and tribute the Spirit, rotate on in to the mighty Blue Eyes White Dragon. Now, unfortunately, we have to go Typhon to clear off this token. Not really much else we're going to be doing too much here. So we'll get that cleared off, get in some damage here, and then we'll be able to safely set the Majesty and the Nib here, kind of get us a nice little setup here. And then, of course, we don't have any other, I guess, gas here. Because you can't Lordly Load because you Typhoned this turn. So, alright, and then we pass turn. So you do see the Bonfire coming down here, which is immediately going to get ashed, and then you see the concession there, because there's no recoverability at that point in time. I will make the argument that maybe ashing the Lordly Load would have been a good call, but then, you're not factoring in for if they've got the ability to get to the Sage, or, if they've got the Maiden in the hand. Unfortunately, the Primite stuff, its purpose there was to absorb hand traps like it normally was. It just so happens that, the hand trap war there was looking a little bit worse off. And unfortunately, Nibiru does nothing to Blue Eyes. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's a cool card, yes, but Blue Eyes tends to not respect that card, especially when you have to open up on the super subpar boards like that one. So we're going to be starting off game 2 here, which... yeah, hey, look, we got the Sage, we got the Veiler, we got the Purge, we got the Lordly Load, and we got everybody's favorite Drill Beam. Across the table, I mean, you got the Drillsworm, you got the Veiler, you got the Trek, you got the Magna Hut, and you got the Space Rock. Hey, welcome back, Space Daddy. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, we're going to attempt Tract, which is immediately going to get cut off because Dominus Purge is a really good card. Oh, hey, we've done our job here. Oh, okay, and we get the game back to our turn. Say no more, Duelist. It is time to do some Blue Eyes White Dragon Lordly Load. So this is why we like Lordly Load, because we're going to just get to go ahead and deploy this. We're going to grab the barrel here off of this, and then we'll go ahead and commit our normal summon to the barrel here. Now, we'll go ahead and we will get the good card set up here, and then we'll link one on in to Blue Eyes Spirit here, and then we'll go ahead and get Veilered. So it's actually a really good Veiler because it actually cuts us off of doing anything stupid with this, which, I mean, you can make the argument. You could have, tried to play a little bit better, but we'll attack for 300, and then we'll go ahead and declare Blue Eyes White Dragon, and then we'll go ahead and make the spheres, and we'll pass turn, setting the Drill Beam. I mean, once again, I think this is where you want to be. All right, so we're going to go ahead. They're going to end phase Magna Hut. Goodbye, Blue Eyes. I knew you well. See, this is where the Bestials can actually control our deck. Granted, we only have so many Blue Eyes White Dragons. Technically, we have 3 that we can use. So we'll go ahead. They'll get a nice little Druisworm added on up here. And then they drew into a Crossout. I feel bad. I really do, man. But it's okay. We'll go ahead. They'll attack us. We're going to go ahead and bounce back the spell card here. That way we can actually spheres on up into a Magna Hut of our own here. Now, of course, we're going to trigger this. They're going to go ahead and trigger this Druisworm to go ahead and bump our Magna Hut. Just so they can attack over it. So yeah, we lose our Spirit Dragon, they attack over the Magna Hut. They're like, hey, we don't want you to deal with this, which is fine. They're going to go ahead and make the Goddess. Now, this is where Drill Beam just is going to do the blow, because now that we have the load back in the hand, we have the reveal fodder for this now to blank the Moon of the Closed Heaven off of our field. So get that crap on out of here. So we'll go ahead and reveal this, and we'll scatter that across into the banish pile. And we did our thing. All right, so interesting. And of course, we can't add with the Magna Hut because of Purge. Very, very good there. Thank you, Purge. We're going to go ahead and Lordly Load declare. We'll go ahead and grab the Primite Ether Barrel here. We'll go ahead and drop down Ether, and then down comes the infinite reuse machine that is Drill Beam, because I love this card. All right, go ahead and load that back on up. Now we're going to go ahead and get the connect back up here with the Spirit Dragon. This will go ahead and reassure us that we can start doing things. Here comes the Mausoleum, and Mausoleum. Now we can go ahead and go into Sage now. We've got all the pieces to the Megazord that we need. So we'll go ahead and Mausoleum, target, and drop off this Blue Eyes. They're going to go ahead and Druisworm. Goodbye, Blue Eyes. All right, so both of our Blue Eyes are now bumped, which is why we play a nice little engine piece to recycle this. Here comes the True Light. True Light, go ahead and set up this good card. This allows us to actually search for Saga of the Blue-Eyed. So Saga here is going to swap some of the Blue Eyes from the deck, graveyard, or banishment, and defense mode. But you can only swap some Blue Eyes White Dragon with this if you do not control the Blue Eyes. So guess what? We're getting our Blue Eyes back in defense mode. So now we can go ahead and make the Spirit Dragon here. Yes, we've walked on in to the giant space rock that could. And then the send token, and then we're going to go ahead and they draw this nice little card here that's going to get drill beamed straight off the face of the planet. I'm telling you, your opponent is not getting a monster to stick here. Like, we have got infinite reuse fodder. Sure, 3K, just kidding. Go ahead and special some Blue Eyes, chum block back with this, and our opponent is hitting that concede button. Unfortunately, the infinite reuse drill beam machine is just, it's doing its job at this point. That's exactly why this deck looks so horrifying out here. Drill beam is one of the best cards you could possibly have. The inclusion of Purge looked very, very nice for this. I think all the tools that this deck had in this match are going to be the reasons why you're going to see this deck kind of doing relatively well out here. from, you know, the release on. But it is just a nice little chance for Blue Eyes to actually succeed. So what do you guys think? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And I will see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Peace. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.